Hey, Ron, before you get started, can you give us an injury update on Landon and then Montez Sweat?
I don't know much about either of them. I haven't talked to Ryan Vermillion. I'll talk to him after the game just to get clarification on everything. And I didn't know there was anything with Montez.
Ron, what can having players, like Logan or Antonio step up do for the rest of the offense? And also, do you think you could rely on them, putting on those type of performances regularly going forward?
I think so. I think people are sleeping on Logan, and mostly because Logan, is just learning to play the position. He's a guy that was a quarterback in college that they've been trying to transition the last few years. Detroit had him last at tight end. We got a chance to watch his tape. I know Pete Haynard, our tight end coach, really liked him and really pushed for him and has really worked with him and helped develop and has done a heck of a job. So Logan, I think, is a guy that, can continue to grow in his role for us. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think Antonio, with the other complementary backs that we have, if those three guys continue to work the way they do and progress and we get the offensive line play that we've had, we have a chance. We do. I mean, we're starting to learn. The last couple of games have been pretty good for us, and we'll see what happens next week. Well, after the bye, excuse me.
Ron, do you think you're starting to see that defense that you kind of were hoping to have all year, kind of that consistency from that group?
I think so. I think the last few weeks have been pretty good. Once we've settled in, the nice thing is we've started fast the last couple of times, and I think that's helped us as a football team. It does show you sometimes when you do put points up on the board, how it kind of complements each other. So I think the things that we've seen, we can hopefully continue to build off of.
Hey, Ron, what differences have you seen in Antonio over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think he's just getting more and more confident as a guy coming out of the backfield in terms of having to run inside. We saw him running off the edges for the most part coming out of college. They ran the jet sweeps with him. They did line him up in the backfield, and and for the most part, he was running off tackle. He was running, outside zone plays. We have him running plants and traps and counters and powers that are more inside, and he seems to realize how to do that more and more and getting better with it.
Hey, Ron, a lot of what we talked about this week with Scott Turner was the fact that you guys have a lot of injuries at wide receiver. So what is the offense going to look like? But you guys, without a lot of your wide receivers, without your left starting line from last week, were able to put your best offensive performance together. I guess what do you attribute to that, how you were able to get guys going this week with so many things working against you?
Well, I think part of it was we were able to run the ball successfully, which kind of helped out. I do like the way our guys compete out there and work and practice. And, there were some things that Scotty thought we could do with the group of guys we had. We tried to spread the ball around. The tight end was effective for us today. Terry had a really good day. I mean, it was an excellent game to watch, and he played very well. Very happy for Terry. And we just have, guys that are going to go out and compete and do the best they can, and we'll see how it goes.
Hey, Ron, Scott Abraham, ABC7. I know it's only one game, but how important was this win? Division game, going into a bye week, kind of big picture. How important was it to get this win, Ron?
I think it's very important, especially with the fact that we have another division opponent coming up after the bye. And it's an opportunity for us to, hopefully hunker in and play well and see what happens and come out on the right side of that. We can be right in the thick of what's going on in our division. We have one of the tiebreakers right now over the team that's leading the division, although they got a half-game lead on us. So who knows? And again, we'll see. We'll compete and we'll work hard and try and get things done.
Hey, Ron, going back to Logan, what are some of the, like what I asked about Antonio, what are some of the differences in his game as he learns? What things have you seen this year from him that maybe you didn't see in the past?
Well, he's a very smart football player, so he understands things. So as he learns our offense and he puts that into his own mental frame, as he goes through his route progressions and stuff like that, he can understand, what he has to do. And because that, being a smarter player, he knows who to run away from. He knows where his leverage, where the leverage is coming from. And so the more and more comfortable he gets, the smarter he is, I think the better he'll play.
Hey, Ron, you were saying so much about Terry's game too today, and how nice was it to finally hit on a deep ball and see you guys connect over the top?
It was good. It really was. And I will say this, is one thing Kyle's not afraid to do is throw the ball deep. You know, as he goes through his progressions, if he gets a chance to hitch it and take that step into it, he'll let it sling now. And that's one thing about him. And, you know, is that. Now, every now and then he'll get a little careful and choke the ball one time when I think he should be throwing it. But, you know, again, he's the one that's out there on the field, not me.
Hey, Ron, you were saying earlier in the week that you kind of had to come to the stadium and experience the rivalry or to see. So what was it like, you know, facing the Cowboys? Obviously, the atmosphere was pretty different, but
Well, it was
get that
kind of
rivalry
cool.
feel?
It was kind of cool because, you know, pregame got a chance to see Mr. Jones and Stephen Jones and had an opportunity to talk to him. So that kind of brought up a little bit of the juices between the rivalry. And then, quite honestly, once you line up and start playing, you know, I really didn't think about the fans as much as I was thinking about the friends and family that were behind us. I thought they did a nice job. I thought they were pretty loud. They made enough noise that it kind of helped me out a little bit. But I can't wait to experience it at home with a packed stadium when it means something.
Hey,
Ron,
Ron,
what was your impression of the hit by John Bostick on Andy Dalton?
You know, I got to see it on tape. I saw it. You know, you'd like to tell John he's got to be smarter than that because he's a veteran guy that knows, you know, and it's unfortunate because, you know, we had a 3-and-out right there and they'd had the punt. You know, we'd gotten the ball back sooner. But, you know, John's a savvy veteran guy. And, you know, that's a mistake, you know, that he shouldn't make. And, you know, it's unfortunate. And fortunately enough for us, it didn't hurt us.
Ron, you came into this game telling us that you had a checklist before going into the bye week. You wanted to see the team get a lead. You wanted to see them establish a run. For you, having talked to us all these weeks about things you wanted to see and not necessarily seeing them, to see this going into the bye week, what does this do for you as a coach that your players seem to be responding to what you're asking?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it just shows them that what they're capable of doing. You know, that's probably the biggest reason for anything, Rihanna, when you challenge these guys to find out exactly what they can do, you know, and as they realize and see that they're capable of it, you know, it gives them confidence going forward. And that's what we're trying to build right here is, you know, we're trying to build the right type of culture. And part of it is just playing with confidence and understanding how important it is to play with confidence.
Ron, you guys were around 50%, maybe slightly over again on third down, second consecutive game in a row. Is there anything that you're seeing or Scott saw either on tape leading up to this game or from the sideline today that maybe is a common thread as to why you guys have been so good on third down the last 2 weeks?
The biggest thing is because we were good on first and second down. We put ourselves in a lot of third and fours, third and threes, third and twos. And now he's get the opportunity to go run or pass. And when you can do that and you get the right look, you can throw it, or you get the right look, you can run it. That helps. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things is we've got to be good on first and second down if we expect to give ourselves a chance to be even better on third downs.
Hey, Ron, there's a lot of teams that, you know, when you start off slow the way you guys have record-wise could start fraying at the edges, and that's not even on top of everything else you guys have gone through this year. What does it say about a performance like this then where it really shows that they're really buying into what you're saying, that everybody is kind of staying together?
I hope they are. I really do, because it's a good group of young men. You know, they work hard. They really do. They work hard. They do the things that we ask of them. You know, this whole pandemic thing has been a little bit different. It's going to be tough on them coming up because this is the bye week, but yet they still have to test daily. And, you know, the one nice thing is they won't have to eat off of plastic plates and forks for the next few days. You know, they'll be able to go home and enjoy, you know, a meal off of real plates and stuff like that. So, again, just real excited for who our guys are and just real proud of what they've done.
Hey, guys, let's take 3 or 4 more.
Hey, Ron, sorry, go ahead, David.
How do you think the offensive line held up with all the injuries this week?
I think they've held up very well. You know, one thing we are confident and comfortable in is our backups. You know, I think we did a nice job, you know, with it. We kept 10 offensive linemen for the most part. And any of those 10 guys, I believe, could start. And that's a huge plus. You know, we've got some veteran guys that have played, you know, real snaps for some teams that we've brought in and put them in play. And they got an opportunity today. You know, Lucas came in and I thought Korn did a great job at left tackle for us. You know, he's a big, long guy, just did a nice job. And so when you have those kinds of players, it's pretty exciting.
Hey, Ron, what did you make of Cole Holcomb today? He had that pass blow up of Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know if you saw that, and the interception.
I thought Cole was excellent today. He was all over the field making plays, made plays on special teams as well. And a guy like that, we missed. And it's good to have him back on the field, being productive and making things happen.
When your
Ron,
opponent has such a injury ravaged group like the O-line, is that something you emphasize with your team, or do you just let them go out and play and not bring them?
No, you don't, because they're professionals, and it doesn't matter. I mean, we are injury ravaged on our offensive line too. And so, you go about your business, you prepare for what they do, and then you go out and let the chips fall where they may. I've been through it too many times. I think, oh my God, they're beat up here, they beat up there, and then they kick your butt. No, so I don't do that. I don't emphasize that. I don't talk about that. I don't want players going into the game overconfident. I want players at their best and prepared. So I don't make a big deal about that.
Ron, do you think you guys got a good lift at the start of the game with that safety? I mean, after not scoring and then coming back with the safety right after that.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because, Kyle really felt he crossed. We thought he crossed, but you can't see the ball in the shot that we were looking at. So I couldn't challenge. And so when you get back into that situation, you want to be able to hold them. And it was good. It was very good to get that safety and kind of give us back the momentum that we had gained and gotten ourselves with early. So I think that really was a boost.
Last one, guys.
Ron, we've talked about the individual progress of Logan and Antonio, but in a year like this, when you've said, you might not have all the pieces, how important is it to just find and solidify the offensive supporting cast however you can?
It's very important, and again, one of the things that, we've gone by is you have to identify your quarterback. Who's your starting quarterback? And then you've got to put playmakers around them, and you got to put people around them to protect them. And if you don't have either of those two, it's going to be very hard. It goes all the way back to what happened with Pittsburgh Steelers and when they did that with Terry Bradshaw. You go back and look at that. They were able to protect him, and they had playmakers around them. And that's really how, if you go around and look at some of these things, some of these teams today and some of these teams in the past, they've been able to protect their franchise quarterbacks. And, we've got to be able to do that too. So right now it's very important to make sure we've got the right kind of pieces. I mean, I feel very comfortable with some of the pieces we have, but we need more. And we're going to continue to work and develop them. And hopefully our guys can continue to grow and get better as a football team.